All right. Welcome everybody. For those live and a couple guys we watching in the future. Coach Gelsomino, head football coach, York High School in Elmhurst, Illinois, and going to be showing you how we stop the run when we're undersized. We base out of a 3-3 stack defense, but a lot of the stuff we do, we don't lock the box. So a lot of the stuff we do will look like a 3-4 at times, and a lot of times you're putting a 3-3. Sometimes you're lock the box, sometimes you're an unlock the box guy, and we'll unlock some stuff. But a lot of these principles will translate over to some other things as well. So here we go. First, few things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about our size and stats here. Kind of my philosophy a little bit, why we picked a 3-3, 3-5. What we see and what our base run fits are to what we see, how we fit the run when we are small, what our DB support looks like, how we plan the goal line when we're small, some game planning, then we'll get some contact info, some Q&A at the end. What's our philosophy? Number one, stop the run if you want to make a run. We're in Illinois. In our playoffs in November, we're going to get some bad weather, right? Teams are going to want to run the ball. That's just, it is what it is. We don't play in a dome for the state title game either. It's outside. So it's going to be bad weather. The more D linemen you can have head up, the better. This comes from coaching offense and being an offensive lineman. If you're going to be undersized, it's better to be head up. Why? Because you have to move, right? We're not being head up to 2-gap. We're head up for movement. And movement, and you're going to see it's going to go into one of my most important principles if you're stopping the run, is that you need offensive guys to slow down and stop your feet. So we load the box, our cover 3, our max 3, which I'll talk about in another video as well. I'm comfortable with it. I'm very comfortable with that scheme. We let the D linemen make plays and not think. We let them run around with speed and make plays. I think about what gives the offense headaches. I was an offensive coordinator once. I build around this, right? Simple is fast. We want to be fast. Don't let the offense do what they want. The key point to all of this is if you're going to be undersized, you need to put in things that are going to make the offense stop their feet. Whether it's a running back, whether it's a lead blocker, a fullback, an offensive lineman, they need to stop their feet and not go as fast, right? We're undersized sometimes. If you're smaller, you better be faster. If you're smaller and slower, there's not a lot of things you can do for being smaller and slower, right? But if you can use your speed, right, that's a huge advantage. And we don't let the offensive players do what they want, and they can't overpower you if their feet are moving, right? You hear it all the time. Move your feet. Don't stop your feet. Don't stop your feet. If you stop your feet and you lose your leverage, well, then you can't be powerful. So if you're undersized, we need to use this to our advantage. So how do we do that? All right. Let's start with what we run. It's a 3-5. I call it a 3-5. You could call it a 3-3 to whatever it is. We do not lock the box. Our linebackers will bump together, so we get a lot of looks that look like a 3-4, depending on formation. We have that personnel. We have some smaller, quicker guys we can use up front. We have tons of linebackers, kind of these in-between cornerback, safety type players. We have those in our program. We have a bunch of. We get D linemen that have two-way goes and can move, and we use them. Like I said, we use cover 3 to load the box. We let linebackers play the quarterback on option. We let our D-line just fly around underneath. Tons of athletes on the field to run around. Athletes. We want to run around. We give multiple looks with very few calls. So it's a very simple defense to install the way we do it, yet it gives the offense tons of different looks and ways they have to block people. And that doesn't even use our movement all the time. We give the size to our offensive line. So our offensive line can be as big as it needs to be or as big as we have. And then any scheme can work when you're small, as long as you're focused on your eyes, your movement, your read, and your speed. So it doesn't matter what it is, but you need to kind of amplify those things to force people to stop their feet. Now here's our 3-4 type look here, right? Is we're in a tight look with 220 backers because we are bumped over. It's trips on this side, right? So this is our look. This is the same deal. This is one call. All I did was call tight. So the front went inside. That's it. I made one call there. And this is the look we get. That is drastically different than this. That is a very different look for an offense. Okay. Okay. We can go straight ahead with our nose movements here. We can rotate, send them one way, blitz, rotate the coverage down. That's one call. We can send off the other edge. That's just a different movement call. We had the same movement in the other look. We can go out from there. We can, kind of get in our bear look and just send both of these guys if we wanted to and run cover 0 behind it. Okay. But here's why we love this look. So +1 in the ball. So he's apexed out here. We have calls where we can have him fly at the RPO and we can do a whole bunch of different things, right? Zone look this way. They arc release to him, right? D-line, get the running back. That's all you got to worry about. He's on him. He's fine, right? Let's make the tackle with the linebacker. Even if he arc releases to this guy, watch our backside linebacker. He took a zone read here, right? That's what we're talking about when your gap doesn't really matter anymore, right? Zone read, be patient. See how he stopped his feet? He's patient. He's looking to where the play's going. There's nothing out here, right? We have an unblocked defender over here. There's nothing here. He is being patient. Where's there a lot of green grass? Right here. He's patient, and now we can scrape back in to get into this fit. All right, so let's talk about, once again, nose guard using movement. So now we get a buck sweep type of look. So here, this is the look we would have here in trips. It's kind of our 3-4 look. He can sink down or play over the top. So, pistol had to pick a rule based on this team's, game plan. Our rule was go to the field or formation. Both are here. We have trips here, field here. Nose is going to come this way. Down block here. This tackle had to make a choice. I can either go block this linebacker or help the nose. Well, if he goes and blocks this linebacker, the nose picks the right direction and goes free. Now, I prefer if he just went and made the tackle, but this kid was a great football player and, like a lot of nose guards, maybe not all there in the head. And he just lays out the lead blocker and we clean it up from the linebacker spot. Either way, he got the job done. Well, here's the look, right? I don't care how good his step is. You have to beat him, right? So I'm this down blocking tackle. He could have thrown a hand here, but I'd say if you throw a hand, we'd better beat this over the top. He doesn't. He just goes to crush this kid. He gets a nice block on him. But we're saying we're going to win from that nose guard position with movement. When we take out the lead blocker, easy cleanup. It is the best blitzing defense, right? We're telling him to go fly inside hard here. You can cut him, right? But he needs to respect it. And it only takes a half a step for him to shoot the weak side A gap. He shoots the weak side A. We get a nice play on the ball. Big stop. Same thing here. We get kind of that buck look, but now we're sending everyone through game plan. Go the correct direction, beat with movement. Movement can win.